the screen. Of course not. Thanks, Discord. Thanks for being a dingus. Okay, so Discord, not funny videos and memes. Discord live there. Not what I wanted you to do. Technology, I hate you. Discord more like Dinguscord. Yeah, that turd farmer, you are absolutely... I'm sorry, his name is fucking beautiful. Who has the name
Whee!
Turd Farmer? There you are.
Turd Farmer does, clearly.
That, like, Turd Farmer is great. That is like the single most greatest name I've ever heard on Twitch.
I am half a person.
You are not half a person. You are not half a person anymore. Here, I could just...
I'm honestly surprised that everybody spelled my name right, and there was like not a single spelling error.
And not a single spelling. Hey, when you look at a name long enough, you do your best. You do your best.
It's true. It's true.
Okay. Let's see. Music's good. Glorious. Glorious. It has haunted me since I was like 12. I don't know why I never changed it. Dude.
Well, you know it's free.
You can change your name for free if you want, but dude, keep that name. If you follow people and you get a laugh, that's something you should look forward to. I would keep that name just for the shits and literally the shits and giggles.
Oh God. I just realized what you said.
Because his name is Turd Farmer. Literally the shits and giggles. Nah, at this point, it's set in stone. Good, I'm glad. Alright, so this is episode 8 of the lovely PokeCast. We have our gracious friend, one of our moderators, the creature collector, has disappeared.
I went to change just what? Why? Why you do this?
What's happening? What's happening? I just saw you disappear. I looked up. I'm like, oh, she's gone. Are you trying to position your camera?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay,
I was fixing it.
Well, if you want to, you can go ahead and introduce yourself, what you do on Twitch, and we can go from there.
Introduce myself. Okay. My name is Creature, Lady Creature. I play a bunch of video games. They're usually always multiplayer. So things like Ark, Survival Evolved, Dead by Daylight, Sea of Thieves, 7 Days to Die, Stardew Valley. And I'm basically a no BS streamer who's obsessed with dinosaurs and animals and creatures and monsters. And I just like to meet new people and make new friends. Also do charity fundraising with my co-host Mike, and I've been streaming for 6 years in total. 1 year-ish on YouTube, and then 5 years on Twitch.
That's something I didn't know.
And so yeah, that's basically me in a nutshell.
That's basically you in a nutshell. That is a nutshell. You've been streaming a long time. 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's new for me. I've only been streaming for 1.5 years, and I'm hearing 6. I'm like, holy Jesus!
You're just a little baby. I started out on YouTube doing editing, editing YouTube vids and stuff of mine, and then I wasn't so good at that, and it was like, it's a lot of work, even for a 15-minute video. Like, if you're not embellishing and you're just literally cutting, pasting, and then uploading the video, it was time consuming unless you specifically were like smart in editing, which I was not. So I had to learn the process, and I learned just enough to make it not look like trash, at least back then. I look back on those videos now and I'm just like, cringe. Which is still up on my YouTube, and I still occasionally get a follower, which is really kind of weird. Because YouTube's been dead to me for like 6 years.
From what I hear right now, YouTube is the platform to be jumping ship to.
Yeah, that's really weird in my opinion. I honestly don't think that's the case. I look at both Twitch and YouTube as being two sides of the same evil coin. One is just more covered in shit than the other.
I mean, cough, cough. Twitch.
Yeah. As bad as Twitch is, in my opinion, YouTube is worse.
I mean, there's different sides to each story.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, honestly. You have to figure out between Twitch and YouTube, you're either TOS and benefits. If you ever make it to whatever they're saying, hey, you gotta do this, 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 and this, and then you can get this, 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 and this. Both Twitch and YouTube have those sides, and you have to figure out for yourself which one's better for you, or do what some friends do and split your time between it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think anybody should split themselves between both platforms, because I, again, don't like YouTube. I absolutely hate it outside of watching some videos on it. Because the grind to get anywhere is really hard, especially if you're new. They literally don't care about the newbies. At least Twitch has a little bit more of a gentler side when it comes to that. And especially if you're trying to make it like your job, Twitch is just easier at this point in time, even though it's still not easy,
I mean, to broaden that idea at least, Twitch, I mean it's for now, which is right for now, but the discoverability thing is something that a lot of us, minus, hey, let's host this person, let's start a host train, or do this or this, try to push people to the front page. It more or less just doesn't put your content out there unless people are specifically looking for your stream.
Right.
Like they have to be specifically looking for that kind of content.
Right. Well, that's why there's the whole networking and word of mouth, and you post on social media and you tell your friends and everything. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, because it depends on what your friends are doing. They may be busy or whatnot, but it's just,
there's a lot of people out there though that are hoping for that that big huge raid out of completely nowhere at all. Like the other night,
payout.
Yeah, or the huge payout. Actually developing holistic friendships is, yes, that is the most important thing. Developing that repertoire, developing that kind of, back and forth conversation. Like, Hermit, right. I've known you for what? How long? 9 months? Nine-ish months?
You guys have a baby.
I met Hermit through, I think it's almost it feels like it though, but I know it's not. Because I think I've known Hermit for almost like a year and almost a year. So many people go years unnoticed. Real relationships and that big break. You're realistically on Twitch, you're not going to get that big break unless you get noticed by something.
Unless you somehow go viral or get noticed by somebody who's like lots and
Huge.
lots of people active. That they're more than likely they're a partner by that point.
And even then, if you're a Twitch partner, you don't get really noticed.
Right. There's different tiers within the partnership.
There's
like when you
affiliate,
first start,
Twitch partner, and then Twitch ambassador. I've only ever seen one Twitch ambassador.
I've never seen a Twitch ambassador. You've got one up on me there.
I think I know who they are too. I just can't remember what their name is. Actually, like, interested in knowing where they are.
Back to the whole Twitch thing, like with COVID hitting, there were 1 million people basically who were like nothing else to do, so hey, we're gonna stream and blah 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 blah. And Twitch started changing a little bit because now everything's oversaturated. Now people are splitting their attention between all these new people. And so like those of us who were streaming long before COVID hit, we seen a change of, a lower viewer count or no viewer count. Or like, somebody you're playing like, say you're playing like Stardew Valley, and there used to not be many people within the category for whatever reason. And then all of a sudden there's an additional, 2,000-3,000 Stardew Valley players on Twitch now, and you're just like, okay, well, that whole field's oversaturated. What am I gonna do? Now I need to go find another video game to play so I can hopefully, create more content, new content, and bring in those new folks. COVID was also a kick in the teeth to a lot of us older streamers who are still struggling because we're still small, because Twitch made all those changes, like since what is it, 53 followers average, 3 followers average, and 50 followers are ready in order to potentially become affiliate. But like, it's not really potentially anymore. They basically just hand it out like candy. If you meet those
the Twitch's agreement. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, and the fact that they keep adding rules on top of their rules that they have rules of rules on their rules. So it's like, how do we keep up with that? Like, I need a lawyer just to translate everything to me, because I don't understand half of this, like, hoopla they've added in. It doesn't make any sense.
Hoopla!
It's just like, it's crazy. And it kind of frustrates me too, because they just gave us 5 free tier 1 emotes and an animated slot as well. If you're an affiliate, obviously they haven't rolled it all out to everybody yet, but the fact that they make you earn your slots after some point, and then they just turn around and like slapped you with some freebies. Like, okay, for example, to get the tier 5 slot, so not the tier 5, the tier 1's 5th slot emote, you needed to get 50 subs at the exact same time. Like, you had to have the number 50, otherwise you weren't getting that other slot. And like, I worked forever just because I wanted my stream to have as many slots as possible, because people like emotes. Plain and simple. And literally the day after, I've been trying for like years, mind you at this point, but the day after I got it, which was like a month or 2 back, the day after I got it, what do? Hey, here's your free 5 emote slots and an animated emote slot. I was livid. I'm still kind of miffed about it.
I mean, okay, well, see, I wasn't too upset with that decision. More so, I'm DMCA is what got me. DMCA is what ticked me off because
Yeah.
streaming. Okay, so streaming being what it is, you can't control. Say if a game has a copyrighted music in it,
Right.
and the developer gives you no way to control that.
Which most developers don't. I would say
Like-
probably about like 97% of developers, they don't have a button. There's not a shut off button. So you either play without sound,
Yeah, you either play without sound
or you play and then get your whole VOD muted, which annoys me too, because I've had, actually, to go back to that, I've actually had a DMCA strike on YouTube years ago.
DMCA on YouTube is completely different, though.
Yeah, but I
the way
mean-
YouTube does it is more well constructed, I would say, compared to Twitch.
No, because so I was playing a video game,
Mm-hmm.
and of course it had copyrighted music, but the person who quote unquote filed the DMCA had nothing to do at all 100% with the music, not the company, not the person who actually made it, etc. They were just some random idiot who was like, hey, this is copyright, da, da, da. Even though it wasn't. It was specifically a song made for the game that I was playing. And like,
Yeah.
thankfully they reversed it after I was like, no. this is not how this goes. But it happens too. Still to this day, it happens on Twitch. Like, you know how they'll mute pieces of your VODs and stuff for the music stuff. And I've had like you know, video games that are playing, like Subnautica. I've had some of Subnautica's music from the jukebox turned off on my VODs, and I'm just like, you know that this is 100% written for the game. It's like for the game, and I am playing the game.
Yeah.
So like, can you maybe, I don't know. Twitch has a lot of issues, and they need to fix them. But
we gotta remember.
I don't know if we're gonna
that
see them.
Well, you got to remember that Twitch and YouTube are both owned by multi-billion-dollar corporations that care about just the bottom line.
Yep, it's unfortunate.
The bottom line.
Amazon owns Twitch and Google owns YouTube. So
there's something I wanted to ask you. How did you get the name Creature Collector? That's something
All
I
right.
wanted to know. That's something I've wanted to know.
Alright.
Andrew, thank you for the 100 biddies. Appreciate it, my guy.
The name Creature Collector, so I rebranded myself from an older name into this a couple years ago. But the Tempest, stop it. Sorry, cat.
Kitty.
The name came from like, well, my love of creatures in Start, but also from the characters I created for like, just in general for my stories, or for like D&D. Like I occasionally would play D&D, and so I would have characters for that. But majority of it stems from my stories that I would come up with. And whatnot.
What kind of stories would you come up with? I'm not see now you've got me curious about all of these lovely stories and how your name came to be, and I just always wanted to know.
It's okay, so back when I was younger, I'd say probably mid to late 20s. I would write safe for work stories.
Safe.
I don't write a whole lot of safe for work anymore. But it's always been a hobby. Whenever the muse strikes, but I like animals. I've always grown up with the love for animals, whether it be extinct animals like dinosaurs and stuff, or just actual fantasy, or the actual realistic, dogs, horses, cats, whatever. So like, it's easier usually to write, obviously, about fantasy or fake creatures than it is to be like write a whole story around a cat, unless you're doing like children's stories or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just a hobby when things strike. To create, like, my imagination, like, if I sit down and actually think and I'm not distracted by a multitude of other things, is just like creating worlds and then creating the creatures that live within and stuff. And I'm pretty good about like describing things. It's just, I don't know, I don't honestly know what drove the passion outside of just loving animals and then like wanting to do something with it, but like, because writing is free.
I mean,
owning these animals, if I wanted to, is either unrealistic or costly, and so I'm not Scrooge McDuck rolling around in a whole bunch of cash just laying around. So it's just kind of an outlet.
right.
I think it too stems from when I was younger and I was a loner. I didn't have any friends, believe it or not, for the longest time. So it kind of just stems off from all of that.
I was about to say, like, now look at all of the friends you have now.
Yeah, there's one of me and too many friends.
There's one of you. That's what you were saying to me the other day. There's one of me and too many friends. Now you know how I feel. There's one of me and way too many friends.
Yep. Getting pulled in all those directions.
See that, and then that's the one of the beautiful things about social media, and I mean, that's the good side of social media. You meet some of the people that you'd like never thought you would hear about or never see.
Right.
If I didn't meet a certain somebody in my life, I wouldn't have met all of you guys. Or I wouldn't have met, if I didn't meet Raven, I wouldn't have met Hermit. If I didn't meet Hermit, I wouldn't have met so many more other people.
Right. Exactly.
It's just one of those things where it's like, yay, friends, connections, something I need. Human interaction.
Right.
So and then, God, I was gonna ask, and I kind of heard a little bit of this last night with Mike's podcast, because I had Mike in one ear and Hermit in the other.
As one does.
What got you into like animals, like all the kind of like just creature, like I see the creature collector and I'm like, okay, what menagerie of creatures have you collected over the years? Are you hiding like animals back there that I can't see?
So you want to know about the real animals that I have owned? Is the question. Okay.
Yes, let's go there.
Yeah, when I was younger, we always had a cat or a dog when we were able to. I grew up for sure with cats. And started with cats and dogs. No, it started with birds. We had some cockatiels. And then it went into cats and dogs. Eventually we had bunnies, iguanas, some leopard geckos, and then like I grew up a little bit more, moved out, had a panther chameleon, chinchilla.
I've always wanted a chinchilla.
Chin-chins are so sweet and so fluffy. It's ridiculous.
I want a chinchilla.
I've always wanted, growing up, I always wanted a horse. But it hasn't happened yet. So, and I always wanted a zebra, and zebras are actually legal to have in my state. I live in Washington State, and they're legal up here. and I was just like, oh my god, must acquire.
Must acquire.
I don't know if that'll ever happen. If it does, if it does, it'll be a massive
we'll never see the
celebration.
Creature Collector ever again.
No, I just take y'all out with me to the barn, but it's it's steadily grown. I mean, occasionally I would own fish and stuff too, goldfish, beta fish. My favorite pair of fish was an actual male-female beta. I named the male Sushi, and the female, her name was Roll. So I had Sushi Roll.
Okay. Sushi Roll. I love that. That's great.
Right.
That's
and
great.
mind you, don't ever put your beta fish together unless you're breeding, and even then, that's really they must be kept separate, out of eyesight and everything. Otherwise, they'll try to kill themselves getting to somebody.
Murder.
Sushi was actually a pretty good fish because he knew when it was feeding time, and he would occasionally take the pebble out of my hand, like I would between my fingernails, because it was a really tiny food pebble, and they got really tiny mouths. So I'm like in there in the little water dish, right in front of his face, and he would gulp it down, and I was like, okay, now you can eat your normal food or whatever. So,
right.
It's pretty fun.
So, and then I've ridden horses before. This is the one story about me and animals. I rid a horse when I was 16. That was a fun time. I fell off that horse and then subsequently got kicked by that horse.
I have a horse story too, now that reminds me. My one and only time of riding a horse was my mother was leading the horse because I was like 13 or so. She was late because there was a place where you could rent to ride horses around their little like barn area. And of course I'm 13 and a horse freak, and I go, we get to do the horsey thing. So this horse had a bond with a pony. And if it got too far away from the pony, it would go to the pony. So basically I was on the back of this horse in the saddle, enjoying myself, and we were going down a sandy slope into the other section of the ring, and we got too far away, and my mother lost the rope, and I went thunk on the ground, and the horse went to the pony in front of it, and my mom was on the other side on the ground, and I had a bruised tailbone. That was my first and only riding experience. And not from the lack of trying, but horse rentals are expensive, so.
Yeah, the last time, the last and only time I got to be on a horse was I fell off the horse, got up, subsequently got kicked by the same horse. Oh boy. Did that hurt?
I've never been kicked by a horse, but I've been bitten. So, fun fact, everybody knows, usually in America, about Anheuser-Busch, also known as Budweiser.
The Budweiser horses.
The Clydesdales that they have. So, in California, they have the Anheuser-Busch Gardens, where you can go around. They have like a couple rides. It's like a cheap Disneyland kind of thing. And then they also had like open corrals that you could walk past and stuff with the horses in it. And there was I think she was 4 or 5 months old, filly, Clydesdale, and she was like, she was near the fence, and me, I'm like, horse can touch, must do. So I ran up to it, and I called her over, clicking my tongue and stuff, and she came right over and rubbing on her on her muzzle and stuff. And then like mom was like, okay, we have to go, and I'm like, kid doesn't want to leave the horse, and but I left anyways. But apparently I didn't leave quick enough because I turned my back on her and quit. At that point I quit, petting her, and she bit me on the shoulder. It wasn't a hard bite, but it was enough to leave some teeth impressions and later on a bruise. But it was painful, but like I enjoyed the experience because it got me closer to the horse. It wasn't like sexual enjoyment or anything like that. It was just like I have a war wound, from a famous horse. Even though like the horse is just another Budweiser horse, there wasn't anything to be like, yo, she's this like pedigree from this and this and this and this.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that.
So it was. It's one of the still things that I could still remember with my crappy memory to this day.
Like, okay, my memory and it being what it is, and I'm not exactly the most intelligent creature on the planet. The only experience I've ever had with horses is the one where I got kicked, and oh boy, that sucker. Okay, it missed my head by a couple of inches, but kicked my shoulder out of its socket.
Oh,
I was just like, ow, this is painful. I hate this.
I've popped my knee out of socket, so I can only imagine what the arm, because like the arm is like hanging and all that weight and it makes my shoulders hurt. Just thinking about it.
I have had many things. I've had dislocated shoulders, broken arms, broken legs. That we're not going to get into that because this.
I've only ever dislocated my knee. I've never broken anything.
I am just a glutton for punishment. Let's just say that.
Klutzy, got it.
Klutzy? No. I don't do these things on purpose. So, besides kind of like what's your favorite multiplayer game to get into? And I know you've been oohing and eyeing at the new season of Sea of Thieves.
It's hit or miss on my mood usually. I used to be really into Dead by Daylight. Like I would play that game online while I'm streaming, and then offline, and way into the wee night and stuff. But now I don't usually play it until like the end of the day with a couple friends offline. But yeah, Sea of Thieves. So fun fact: when Sea of Thieves first came out, I love pirate games, as long as they're done well, because I don't like really cartoony games.
Right.
They have to look a certain way. And then they have to have a story. So like some people are story first, visual second, or not at all, or whatever, but I'm the complete opposite. If it doesn't look good, I'm usually not gonna play it. So when Sea of Thieves first started, they were super cartoony looking, like out of a children's coloring book, I would say, but a child didn't color it, an adult did, basically. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna play it. We'll see what happens later. And eventually they updated their graphics, so it's not so cartoony, but it still kind of has that quality of, obviously it's not realistic either. So a couple friends started playing it. Mike and Panda started
Go ahead
playing
and keep
it.
Talking about Sea of Thieves. I will be right back.
And I wanted to get into it, and I was just like, okay. So I think either I purchased the game like off of CD keys for cheap, or a friend bought it for me. Again, my memory's crap, so I can't remember half the time what happens with anything, if it's not quote unquote terribly important. And so started playing. The first day I started, the first thing I immediately did was go and purchase a surprise an animal out of the shop, and I bought the monkey, and then later on I bought the parrot, and like now I own a dog and one of the other birds and a special, I think, yeah, and a special bird. I have a bunch of pets now. Surprised, but not really. So I don't know. The game, I don't tend to play Sea of Thieves solo because even playing the game with friends, welcome back. Even playing the game with friends is difficult at times because it's all, what's the word?
Communication?
The world is randomized, so like you can't just get in with a friend unless they are on your crew.
Yeah.
There's no servers that you can rent to play. You're playing on their servers, and so you end up 9 times out of 10, as you know, fighters, you run into the asshole.
I mean, that's in any video game, though.
Yeah, but like you're not even safe in the ports. You should be for like they should. Maybe you shouldn't be 100% safe at the ports, but like there should be a timer. The first 2 minutes after you drop anchor, you should be safe. Like anything you're doing, your ship should be safe. The loot you're unloading should be safe. You should be safe no matter where you're at on the island for those 2 minutes, and then after that, all's fair.
Right.
But Sea of Thieves has definitely become a game I like to play. I mean, if you've watched my stream at any point in time within the last 2 months, I think that I've owned it, then you're going to see Sea of Thieves at least once every few streams, if not almost every stream.
I mean, every time I've popped in on your stream, I was like, "Oh, how are the seas treating you, creature? How are the seas going?" And you're like,
we don't.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
That's because all the good stuff, like that's actually good, usually happens offline, or something happens and like I'm just I quit. And
you're
then
like, done with this shit. I'm done. I hate it.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. I have that with a couple of video games.
Yeah, I feel you on that. There's a couple of games that I have a love-hate relationship with, online and offline. One of the games that I go to, especially when I'm having a tough time, it's Pokemon, and then all the cool shit happens when I'm not streaming. And I'm like, why couldn't this happen when I'm streaming? Like,
right.
There are times where I'll be chasing, or I'll be on stream for like 6 hours, hatching the same egg over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Turn off the stream. Next, I'll be like, you know what? Let's open a couple of more eggs. Boom, there's the shiny. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me right now.
So a little bit about that, like, back in the day when I was doing the YouTube stuff and recording videos and not just not streaming, well, back in the day, actually it was when I was streaming on YouTube. I just swapped from videos to YouTube's actual streaming platform. I would record at the same time as I was streaming, and then I would continue to record even after I ended stream. And I know you can do that with Slob/OBS currently, but like you have to set it up. It's not just push a button and go like it is with the streaming aspect. Like you actually specifically have to go in and be like, okay, so in addition to streaming, I want you to record, and you do the recordies here, and this is where it's supposed to record and save to and stuff. And if you do that, then you'd be able to have all the backup for when things go offline. Because the start streaming button is different than the start recording button. Same for the stopping button. So as long as you remember not to stop both buttons at the same time, you'd be able to record.
See, that's something I probably, I guess, need to learn to do, because a lot of the fun, cool shit happens while I'm offline.
Right.
And I'm just like, bruh, what? No, this is supposed to happen while I'm streaming, not while I'm offline. How very dare.
So many times has it happened, and the only time you have proof is if you're playing with friends.
And then your friends are like, we're going to deny that. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to tell them it happened. You're going to tell them it happened, or I'm going to keep you in the basement.
Yes, the basement. The basement.
Yeah, of course, because, you know, I've been, you know, accused of many, many things. And thank God that command is not on the screen. And here we go. Yep. Oh, you remember the community challenge.
I don't remember the other one.
Good. Good. We're going to keep it that way. We're going to keep it out of people's memory until it's the proper time. But you do a lot of moderation for others. I see you hang out with Mike. You hang out with... You're everywhere. That's just what I see. You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same
time.
Yeah.
I like to... I'm one of those people that likes to, you know, I like to keep to, like, one community, you know, get to know them, like, nestle myself in, like, okay, I'm comfortable here. I like it here. This is my comfort zone.
Right.
What other games besides Sea of Thieves, since that new season is coming out and we're going to be able to shoot fireworks and bury our own treasure?
I forgot about that. Okay, so I was, real quick, not to get too much off topic, but like, I was up till like 6 a.m., right? And it's like 5:30 this morning. I was like, okay, I'm scrolling through YouTube. Let's go see what the trailer is, because I've heard bits and pieces. I haven't watched the trailer, and I saw that. And I was like, we get to shoot fireworks? Is this a permanent thing? Because they don't tell you if you get permanently or if it's just for December. And I'm just like,
it might
better
just
be permanent. This better be permanent, because that's all I'm going to be doing is sailing the ship and shooting off fireworks.
I can see you doing that. Like, we'll be getting chased, and then all of a sudden you're just going to be like, fire the fireworks, and you'll be like,
right?
We're being chased. We need cannonballs. Nope, fireworks.
But not only that, they have the two different flare types. There's gonna be the red version, which is like, hey, ship needs help, come, you know, help. Or there's like the yellow or white version that's like, hey, we're over here, don't get lost flare kind of thing.
I mean, if you know where you put your ship, how do you get lost?
Look, some of us are bad at directions, whether we have a GPS or not.
The GPS tells you to go left, you go right?
Maybe. Yes. Yes. Exactly that.
Oh, good Lord. See, now it's things like that that get me every single time. Besides Sea of Thieves, what other multiplayer games do you like getting into? Do you like... I mean, we're going to skedaddle away from Dead by Daylight and Sea of Thieves. You just recently got into Stellaris, if I'm not mistaken.
Fighters, you can't be mistaken. We played together.
I can't. No, you never know. I forget who I play. I forget a lot of things. I'm joking. Chill.
Wow, I'm forgettable, guys. You hear that? I'm forgettable.
I didn't say that out loud.
What's my name? Name? Oh, you didn't say that out loud? Oh my god. Jerk.
Hey, if you pick on somebody, I get to pick on you. Pick on Mike all the time. Why you bully me?
But you know what? I'm his mod and his besties, and you know I can do that.
Yeah, I didn't kill Yoshi. I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't happen. That clip,
I mean,
right up there in the chat, that didn't happen. That's an orange-haired imposter.
But other games that I play, used to really be into the whole 7 Days to Die. I had a whole group for that, which I'm actually going to try to get back into. They're releasing on Monday the A20 update. They're still fucking in alpha, which is ridiculous.
Well,
but
I mean, the game
the game's been out for years, okay, and I'm annoyed by how it's taking.
We want a full released version of the game, please.
Yeah, and then do your patches. At this point, this game should already have been out, at least a year already.
I mean,
and then just doing its updates and stuff. But I don't.
It could be just a small team. You never know.
No. To my knowledge, they're not really a small team. It's been a while since I've done the looking into it because I was wondering, hey, are you a small team? Because that's totally kosher if that's why you're doing this. But if you're not and you're still doing this, dragging your feet, like, hello, can we not? But my main jam, which I'm just finally getting back into, is Ark Survival Evolved.
Ooh, the dino game.
The dinosaur game. Who doesn't want to trap and tame and ride your own dinosaur?
See, now, people tell me that I enslave things. Where's my arm?
But here's the thing. I feed mine. I don't kill them. I feed them.
They are well
loved, protected, and cared for.
See, she enslaves dinosaurs. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that how we're going about it?
Yeah, we're going about it like this. She kidnaps dinosaurs. Wait. Till baby. Wait. Till baby. Maybe. You never know.
I actually have 5,893.1 hours in Ark. And
Why?
I've been playing that game since its release. So I've played my first 1,500 hours were actually on official server 1 as Alpha Tribe. And then PTSD with PvP. And I've left doing that, going for the modded Ark on private servers since then. Currently own my own server. And run it with a couple of friends.
How many hours did you say?
5,893.1.
I'm actually curious. Do you realize you've played this game for 245 days?
Yep. It's almost a year.
You've spent almost a year playing this game.
Well, that's, to be honest, I took about a 6-month break on it because it's a multiplayer game. I don't like playing by myself. As I've clearly stated before, I usually don't play by myself. So, having nobody to play with kind of makes, we put that particular game on the shelf, and you find something else to do. It's just like the Sea of Thieves. I've literally been grinding that game pretty much since I got it like 2 months ago, and I have almost 200 hours in it. It's because you get lost. In the games.
Here I am, I'll bust 2,000 plus hours into Pokemon. I know this place like the back of my hand. Like, oh, we're gonna sit here and spin around in circles, hatching the same Pokemon 4,672 times. Yes, we're going to do that. No, I've been watching a streamer for going on 11 plus days now. They've been streaming for 12 days straight. Yep.
That's dumb.
I mean, they're a partner. They're a partner streamer, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
It's not good for your mental health or anything either.
Well, whatever. Her and her boyfriend have been switching places on and off. And off. So
okay, that's different.
They're shiny.
They're not pulling a Ludwig.
They're not pulling a Ludwig. If I go to their page right now, I'm gonna actually take a look at it and see. We're gonna silence that because that's, copywritten music on a commercial on Twitch.
Right? Like, hello. What's good for the goose should be good for the gander too.
Exactly. I'm not gonna get. They've had 10,000 No, actually, no, this is 12,000. They've had 12,231 encounters with the same Pokemon. That is,
I mean,
obnoxious.
That's 12 hours. That's 12 days times 24 hours. And divide that by however many Pokemon they've met. Then that's like however many Pokemon they've had. Basically a day, I think, formulation. I don't know, I'm not very good at math, so... It's just kind of all blowing smoke at this point.
I'm not good at math either. It's okay. Oh no, they've changed Pokemon. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. They're no longer chasing the same Pokemon over and over and over again.
It's funny because I play Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play it religiously anymore. But like it started with COVID. I picked it up hardcore when COVID hit, but like I had it a year before then. Like when it comes to shinies for that, you don't go get the egg. You
either
and then do it.
It's based on it's encounter based.
It's just based on wild encounter. And it's ridiculously small, the percentage. I think it's actually smaller than the official Pokemon games.
No, the Pokedex for Pokemon Go is growing by each region that they release or they set out into the game itself.
The Pokedex is expanding, but I'm talking like percentage on to catch a shiny. Like if regular Pokemon's 0.1%, then like I think it's like 0.09% or 8% or whatever for like Pokemon Go. I don't know. Niantic keeps changing the formulas for Pokemon Go. So
yeah, I mean, but with that being said, since they're changing, I mean, they've changed the formula how many times now, and they've been still giving people shinies like they're candy.
I mean, I think I only own 4 shinies in total, and one of them was actually given to me. It was given to everybody. The shiny Celebi.
Yep.
Was super easy to get. Like it was literally, I don't know, throw 3 Pokeballs and you get this. And I was like, what? Do give, because I like Celebi and hello, shiny. So it's my most prized possession. Yeah.
The first legitimate shiny I ever got, and this was like back when, and I had encountered the damn thing just on a whim. I was playing Pokemon Emerald, right, and I was wandering through the grass, minding my own business, and I'm like, oh, this Tauros. It's green.
Tauros.
Why is it green?
Shiny Tauros.
So I caught it, didn't think anything of it. I went to one of my friends and I'm like, hey, what's wrong with this Tauros? And they're like, oh my god,
that's sick.
My Tauros is sick. Please help. I think your camera had a...
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'll just push this button. Hold on.
Oh no! We've lost the creature collector! We've lost the collection of the creature. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. And we'll just... Oh, okay. There we go. That was weird.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's Cinematic Mike's camera.
That's weird. X-ray smart cam.
Cinematic... I need an exclamation point camera, please. But no, my first ever legitimate shiny Pokemon in-game was Tauros. And I had not even thought about shiny hunting until...
Your sickly Tauros, got it.
Until my sickly green Tauros. I was just like, why is this Tauros green? And I was like, ew, what's wrong with... I went up to my friend, literally, I showed him my Game Boy, and I'm like, what's wrong with this Tauros? And they're like, oh my god, you got a shiny. And I'm like, what? But okay, it's shiny, but is my Tauros sick?
No, it's shiny.
No, it's shiny, but it looks sick.
I actually have a shiny Muck on Pokemon Go 2, which I absolutely love because of the color scheme. So.
Uh-huh. Oh, Alolan Muck is another is a different breed. When I first saw Alolan Muck, I'm like, oh my god, it's throw up. Somebody just puked.
Yeah.
Somebody just puked, and I was like, why? Why is this a thing? But so you say you've played Pokemon Go, you've played Sea of Thieves, Dead by Daylight. What's your favorite kind of animal, since we're on the topic of animals?
Are we talking like... We're talking like just in general my favorite animal?
Yeah, just in general.
That's a hard one. Cause like I have a favorite land animal, I have a favorite water animal, you know. Basically for the longest time, ever since I can remember being little, was horses, for starters. Like, the only horse I actually don't like the look of is an Arabian, because they're specifically bred to look like they're emaciated.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those things where it's like, why?
Yeah, they don't look regal or beautiful to me. But the horse in general is beautiful to me. I've actually, my best horse encounter, we've heard about, you know, riding a horse and being bitten by a semi-famous horse, but my most favorite encounter was going to see the world famous Lipizzaner Stallions. It's a performing horse troupe. These horses jump and glide and do all sorts of tricks and stuff. If you look them up, they're amazing. Not only are they beautiful and graceful, but like, horses are intelligent. People don't understand that. A lot of them just think that they're, you know, for carrying crap or for riding and stuff, but horses have an intelligence all their own, like most everything on the planet that has a brain. And when I got to go see them, I was row 2 down in front, literally could lean over and put my arm out all the way. I'm short. I'm 5'2", so I have a very short arm span, but I could lean over all the way and touch the horse. That's how fucking close I was. There wasn't anything to keep there wasn't any barrier or anything to keep us out. The only barrier they had was the ring that they were in was like really low. It was like maybe 2.5-3 feet high, just to, you know, keep things separated from the dirt versus, you know, people watching. But that's like my most fondest, amazing interaction memory with horses I've had currently to this date, and I would love to go see them again because I don't have any of the pictures anymore, and I lost the ticket stub that I was saving, but I have that memory until the memory starts fading more. But I have the memory, and it's just
memory of touching the horse.
I didn't get to touch the horse. I have the memory of almost touching the horse. Because they kind of frowned on it, you know, because they're professional and they're, you know, in the middle of performing and you don't want to mess them up and stuff. So that urge, that I had to resist that urge very hard. I was an adult too. It was like 27, 28. And I was just like, I want to touch, must touch, but must also not touch. So
we do have a question coming from chat. Old Boy Ram, love you, my dude. Thank you for the question. What's the smartest animal in the world?
that's kind of a debate. There's like a bunch of them. There's like elephants and rats, octopi, octopus.
Mm-hmm.
I think rats and elephants are on the top. I honestly don't know the ranking system for smartest animal, but those are some of the most intelligent animals.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking non-human animal, quote unquote.
Quote unquote, I would say I would definitely say non-human because okay.
Well, no, we're not very smart,
Octopuses
but,
are scary, intelligent. They're scary smart.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are.
I just don't want to get caught in a dark alley with octopus or
all those tentacles. Ooh.
I'm sorry. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get caught in a dark alley with Octodad. Are you kidding me?
No hentai for you. Ooh.
No. We're not gonna ooh that. We're not ooh wooing. No. We're not ooh wooing that.
I ooh that.
That hidden beak though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, there you go. Like, no, please, no.
So here's a couple fun facts. When I was in 6th grade, most kids back then, were doing, like, for science, they do the, like, frog dissecting and stuff to learn.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up having to dissect a cow's eye. Most people
cool. I had to
most
do that
people
too.
think cow's eyes, most people think cow's eyes are what you see, and maybe a little bit bigger underneath because muscles, blah blah blah. But a cow's eye is literally the size of a small dinner plate.
That's a big ass eyeball.
They are huge, and I was like, I wanted to dissect a squid, but we got, for this particular year, we got a cow's eye. I was like, okay, whatever. So that's pretty cool. But on the whole dissecting, like, you think it's going to be cool, but it's also gross at the same time if you don't have the stomach for things like that. And I'm very bad with, like, gory, like, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like it in my video games, so if there's a filter that I can turn that off, I'm turning it off. But, like, I almost vomited. In the middle of the dissection, I was just like, all right, I have to step away, teacher. I'll be right back.
I have to step away. This is gross. Ew.
Yeah. So, but it was a pretty interesting thing. Later on, like the next year, we did end up getting to dissect a squid too. Mm-hmm. So, like, you pull out the pin bone. Which is basically what it's not a bone, it's cartilage, but they call it a pin bone. I don't know what, but it's basically what helps keep the mantle of the squid its shape. And the mantle of the squid is the big long back half of it, that has the two flaps on either side, and that's the mantle. And I pulled out the beak, and, like, I kept the beak for the longest time. Like, so it was a tiny squid. So it was a tiny beak. I mean, it was just basically food bought from the grocery store that we dissected, essentially a whole squid from, the seafood shelf.
Like, here you go. Here's a squid from the seafood shelf.
I mean, at the time you're a kid, you don't know that. Teachers just providing you with this thing on a platter you're supposed to dissect, and
I just remember I didn't have to do that because I took astronomy in high school. So I was like, space, not
the final frontier.
Yes, and every time I walk through the door and I'm like, this is the adventures of the USS Enterprise and her crew.
That's pretty cool. I would have liked to take astronomy growing up. I mean, I like science too, but, like, I like the stars as well. I would have loved to have been able to do something more than, like, the average, everybody does this, and everybody does the same thing together. It's nice to get what's the word? A variety of things we could have done. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if Mannequin, I love your face, dude. Another thing I wanted to talk about. So I still can't get over the fact that you've put 5,000 plus hours into Ark. You've put 245 days into a game, and I'm just
that's because I used to stream every day, Monday through Monday, 12 to 14 hours a day. And 97% of that was Ark, which is how I've gained those hours. And I mean, that game's been out for December makes year 7 for it. So,
wow, that game's that old?
Yeah. And they're making a sequel with Vin Diesel or The Rock. The Rock. Yeah, The Rock is going to actually have voice lines and a character in this character model in the game that you can either play as or play with.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a love-hate relationship with this game and developing company. We're not going to get into that, but there's a love-hate relationship. Sometimes it's way more on the hate side than it is on the love side.
That's still, I can't imagine. Okay, I thought me putting 500 hours into a game like Mass Effect was a lot. And then here's Creature, like, nah, I'm going to put 5,000 hours into Ark, like, here I am.
So fun fact, I have about 1,500 hours in PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I have about 2 to 225. I have about 2K to 2,500 hours in Warframe. Probably have about 4,000 hours in Super Mario World 3. If you think about all the time growing up that I played that particular game.
Here I am, and I thought I was a gamer. Nope.
Well, you gotta remember too, fighters, that I'm older than you, so I've had more years to gain time.
You're not older than me. How dare? How dare you? You are but a wee lass.
Man, I wish. As of 2 days ago, I've had another round around the sun movement. So yeah.
Around the sun movement? No, you haven't. You've been 21 for the last 10 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, all right, you're trying to get on that list of
the list of what?
The list of you have a little something on your nose.
Wow. Okay. So.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, people tell me I look like I'm 18 all the fucking time, and I'm just like, you know what?
I mean, you do. Okay, it's true.
Do not. How very dare.
Fine, you look 15.
Good.
Oh,
fine.
Jesus.
I'll accept it.
I mean, you act like you're 15, so.
Yeah, I am literally 15 on the inside. So if we're talking. Let's go back to the topic of animals, because it seems like you're very, 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 very passionate about the critters on this lovely planet we called Earth.
Hi. Yes.
If you were a Pokemon gym leader, what type would you specialize in and for what region? Oh, that's a question. That's a loaded one for me.
I don't know many of the regions, but I like the Alolan region.
Okay.
And I'd probably be a water Pokemon gym leader.
Oh, okay. Why water?
So, Lapras.
Ooh, okay.
Lapras and Omanacite. Is that how you say it?
Omastar or Almanite?
Almanite.
The one with the
shell, the
squiggly little arms.
Yeah, the Nautilus.
The squiggly little arms and the helix shell.
Yeah.
Oh, so but again, why water? Why? Besides Lapras and Omanite.
I don't know. I've just always had an affinity for water creatures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I have an affinity. Whether
you have an affinity
it's
for
land
all creatures.
Well, that's yeah, maybe sort of not fully true. There are some that I do not like and or hate. But
I heard hate.
I don't know.
I'm like, why? You collect them. You collect them all.
Because spiders are gross.
Spiders
But
are fun. Love spiders.
But just water, and because I could have a Sharkpedo and a Lapras and a Squirtle and a Staryu, and I can only remember those water types right now. Because I'm not very Pokemon savvy. I don't even know fucking how to battle properly.
Okay, and here you are with the Pokemon savvy one.
yeah. I honestly, it was kind of funny how I ended up in your realm, because I'm not really like you would think creature collector into Pokemon and all that. I'm not
Pokemon.
I'm not like hardcore into Pokemon. I'm just I'm not. I think it's probably the whole thing because Ash never grows up. They're always doing the same thing, which really annoys me. Like Misty, Ash, Brock, they've never grown up.
Then haha, fun theory, Ash has been in a coma.
Yeah, I've heard that theory. But it would be nice if he would come out of a coma and then like continue his journeys and actually be grown up and like have a new spin on things. But no, Japan is just whatever the fuck they think is smart is what they're doing. I honestly don't know what they're doing.
They're not doing that. That's not how Pokemon works. He's got to stay 10 forever.
Right. It's just
I mean, that
story.
Same question I would extend to chat as well. If you were a Pokemon gym leader, what type would you specialize in for what region? Because in all 8 of these regions now, since there's 8 regions and almost 9 iterations of this lovely franchise that has, birthed many things and not so many good things. All I have to say is don't look at Rule 34 for anything. Don't do it.
Seen it, been there. Got the shirt.
My child, no. I was like, my childhood, no, it's been assaulted.
Squirtle.
My childhood, it's been violently assaulted.
Pika.
I would be the edgiest gym leader alive. What type, Panda? Ooh, because I want to know. I really do want to know. That's kind of like one of the more interesting questions I've heard recently. Because if it were me, asking this or answering this question, I would take. You see, no Pokemon is one specific type. There's always another typing behind it. The only few Pokemon that don't have a dual typing, Lapras is one of them. Which is Lapras. No, I think Lapras is water ice.
Well, isn't Squirtle just pure water?
No, not that I know of. I'd have to look at its
I
Pokedex
thought Gen 1 was like.
Oh no!
I thought there was a good 5% of Gen 1 that is specifically one type only.
There's a good there's 5% when it comes to Generation 1. The only starter that was dual type was Bulbasaur, because it was grass poison. And that I found very interesting myself. I was just like, what? There was dual typings all the way back in Generation 1? How very dare? How dare you throw types at me that don't exist yet? But if it were me, I would have poison. I would have a lot of poison Pokemon because see, there's nothing wrong with a good old, poke of a Pokemon, and then oh no, you're poisoned. You're gonna lose health for a duration.
See, but you're doing it for malicious intent. I was just doing it just because I like the Pokemon type.
I'm not doing it for malicious intent. I'm doing it for battle purposes because the status effect. Yeah, that's not malicious intent.
That's malicious intent.
That is not malicious intent. You hush. You hush your face hole. That's not malicious.
You can tell the real Pokemon person here in the chat.
Okay, listen. Just because I like to have fun and competitively beat the snot out of 10-year-old kids.
Wow, imagine that. So going back to the fact that you're 15, right?
Yeah, 15. Titus wants to kill Pokemon confirmed. No. Battle animals. Actual animals. Sure. I am not a murderer. You have no proof of this. Thank you. I mean, like for me, Pokemon's been that one thing I can always lean back on and always go back to and be like, oh, I can have fun with this just by torturing, other people.
Right.
Because there's the status effects, and then there's just, being awkwardly OP and just be like, hey, look, Pokemon, bop. I'm gonna take you from your home and you're gonna come with me. I mean, that's basically what it is. You're taking Pokemon out of their natural habitat. And making them your friend. It's basically enslavement.
It's what I do in Arc. Same thing.
Enslavement. See?
No.
See?
Rehoming.
No, it's enslavement.
No, it's rehoming.
No, it's not rehoming if you can ride them.
Uwu Rule 34. What?
Was James from Team Lock like super cool with it? I mean, yeah, James was pretty dope when it came to his Pokemon. He actually out of the entire group of Team Rocket, he was the only one that fucking cared.
Fucking James.
He loved all of them.
I can still remember. I think so like, out of all the Pokemon like shows I've watched, I really like the Alolan version, and James gets attached to a Marini, in that, and the Marini is constantly poisoning him, constantly sucking on his face. That was like, I think, my best experience with Team Rocket.
That's just like Victory Bell getting, eating James's head. Or
see, I don't know that because I haven't seen that version.
You haven't seen like the original anime, or is
I've seen season 1,
and then
of the original Pokemon and stuff, but like, it's not, again, I'm not like, oh, Pokemon, so like I watch it when I can find it, what I can find, when I'm absolutely bored and have nothing else to watch, kind of thing.
I mean,
except for Alolan, except for the Alolan series, I watched all of it.
I haven't watched any of the Alolan. I stopped watching the anime after Black and White.
Yeah, I don't know when that was.
Well, that was a couple of years. That was like 5-6 years. Maybe 5-6 years. Maybe like 10-ish years back. Honestly, not sure. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a video game nerd that kind of watches anime from time to time.
Right.
But, the fact that I have to work tonight's gonna suck.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, I'm gonna be passed the fuck out later when I get back home.
As long as you don't pass out while you're at work, because I don't want you to get fired for it.
I don't think they would care. It's Walmart. What do you expect?
True.
But Panda, you would have James as your gay best friend. I mean, who wouldn't want James as a gay best friend?
But is James actually gay? Question mark.
No, but there's a banned Pokemon episode where James actually cross-dresses from the first season of Pokemon.
Did it ever air?
No.
And then get banned? Oh, just straight up banned?
Actually, did it air? I think it aired in Japan and then got banned.
Interesting.
Fighters, yay, he's on. Yes, Rasha, we're on for probably another, 45-ish more minutes.
Hi, Rasha. Ask me questions. You got questions? Ask me questions.
Yes.
Go for it.
Highlight your messages in chat if you want to. Go ahead, ask a question. I'm totally down with whatever question, as long as it's not too super uber personal, because
I don't care. As long as it's not asking for my social security number or my address.
What's your social security number?
That's for me to know and for you not to find out.
Damn. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Scariest Pokemon. Go.
The Pokemon don't scare me though.
Ooh, there's another good question there.
And again, I don't know a whole lot of Pokemon. So it's a really hard question.
Fun fact. Let's go with Drifloon. Drifloon, a ghost flying type. Kidnaps children.
Drifloon.
Kidnaps children and takes them away.
I mean, I guess that could be scary. I think they have sad or messed up history to their, whatever Pokemon, their own backstory, but I don't necessarily think anything's particularly scary. Like Haunter's got a sad backstory. Cubone's got a sad backstory. I think Coughing also has a sad backstory.
I think it's Coughing, Haunter, Yamask. Yamask has a sad backstory. Yamask is a Pokemon where it actually it's a human that died, and it gets to carry its face around.
See, I know what Yamask looks like, but I didn't know its backstory. That's interesting.
I mean, the walking garbage. Okay, listen, don't talk about Garbodor like that. Garbodor's really nice.
Garbodor reminds me of the trash heap from Fraggle Rock, which is, every time I encounter one, I'm just reminded about the trash heap. And
trash heap, Fraggle Rock. Yeah, that's a good one.
Shows you my age.
What got you into streaming? Another question that came out from Rasha. Funnily enough, what got you into the streamy weemy life all those years ago?
I honestly don't remember. I think it might have just been curiosity and boredom. Because like I said, growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I actually didn't have friends technically until last year of high school. Outside, okay, well, let's rewind that. I had a best girlfriend growing up from 5th grade till about 11th grade, and then she turned emo, evil, drug addict. I don't know what went wrong there. Because we used to spend every weekend at her place. Literally, we were attached to the fucking hip. And then things went south. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what got me into it besides the curiosity and the boredom. It'd be probably what actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched YouTube back then, but I wasn't oh, I really like this YouTuber. I wasn't a fangirl for any in particular person. I'm gonna say probably just that.
Okay. Oh my god. What is the name of that animal movie where it was mistreated in real life or something, or it died, or something controversial? As another question from the lovely Panda Bamboo.
You mean Free Willy?
Oh, I think it might have been Free Willy. Free Willy.
So Free Willy was done. The whale's name, her name was Kiko, and they tried to rehome her back into the wild after all the protests and so many years and stuff. So they put her in a huge sea pen and tried to rehabilitate her and acclimate her to her home waters, away from all the show boating and everything. Fun fact, it's not really technically fun fact, but it's an interesting fact, is that she was flown from her home in the aquarium she was housed in on FedEx. She was flown on a giant commercial FedEx airplane. So they had like a huge ass pool full of water inside this airliner, with her as the only guest star to be transported. But they tried. I'll give them props for trying, honestly. But they never. This also goes to hating zoos and aquariums, but they tried to reacclimate her to her home waters, as I said, and I think it was a couple years worth of acclimation and stuff they tried before setting her free. But she didn't survive for very long. Like, she was already way too much a captive. I can't remember the exact reason. I think either she got sick or she wouldn't eat, or couldn't find food. I don't remember the exact thing, but her story is really sad. Honestly, at that point, she should have just stayed where she was.
Yeah.
But if we didn't try, how would we know if it was possible? Obviously, it's going to always be a case-by-case basis. If they try it again, now they know maybe some other ways to go about it. But also, again, even if they do it and do different techniques, is it going to work? Because, again, different whale, different situation. You never know. But it goes the same for SeaWorld animals. What do you mean, Panda? I'm gonna delve a little bit deeper. I don't like aquariums or zoos, except for the ones who currently are specifically working on repopulating endangered species. I don't like the captivity of animals. I understand that it's usually the mindset that they want to bring what's not going to be seen to the average human. Because, most people aren't going to go swimming and be like, ooh, look at that jellyfish. Or, ooh, look at that, whale shark and stuff like that. And they want to be educated. There are way better ways to do that. Hello, National Geographic and Discovery have been doing documentaries for 20 plus years at this point. Stick to that for education.
Right.
So, I went to zoos and aquariums growing up because, I was a kid. And I didn't, it didn't hit me. I wasn't the smartest kid. So it didn't hit me per se that, they're being held captive and all that. They're just, I don't know. The biggest thing that angers me right now, honestly, specifically, is that Japan houses whale sharks. And whale sharks are like goldfish, as in goldfish will grow to the size of their environment. And whale sharks are meant to be massive. They are one of the largest creatures on Earth, only seconded to the gray whale or blue whale. Blue whale. The blue whale is the largest whale on Earth. The largest. Yeah. So the fact that they're keeping those creatures in a tank, I don't care how big the tank is. It's not the same thing. It's not limitless ocean. I mean, the only thing that a whale has to deal with is cliff sides, natural cliff sides, in the ocean if they, get too close to a landmass. But then they have sonar or eyes or whatever to be like, yo, I recognize that I can't bypass this area, so we're going to flip back around and go the other direction. Whereas a tank is see-through, and 9 times out of 10, you usually can't see where the sea stops and the and the plastic / glass whatever begins. I mean, but yeah. So
another question that just came up from Panda. What's your opinion on SeaWorld and how they've treated the controversy into the years? Have you seen the documentary Blackfin?
I have. Okay, first and foremost, I know about the documentary, but I will not watch it because I'm an emotional being and I already know what's going on. I already know about the abuse. If you guys recall, in years past, SeaWorld has had a couple killer whales that they have had to put down because they have killed and or maimed their handlers. And that's because of the mistreatment these animals get, B, the fact that they shouldn't be, again, in a giant pool, like some kid who is, I don't know. It's just, SeaWorld is an aquarium.
Yep.
It's just a fancy, expensive aquarium. And I'm hoping one day, sooner than later, before all of our creatures go extinct, that both zoos and aquariums will no longer be a thing. That they'll get transformed into like doing educational centers or like holographic / educational centers. Like you've seen Jurassic World, the first movie, where they go in and they're like milling around. They're like, I want to say I'm just gonna call it the entertainment center for starters, where they have like the holographic dinosaur, and you can push a button and it'll change to another dinosaur, and it'll give you facts about it and stuff. I want that to be a thing because it hurts nobody.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't hurt a single animal. But unfortunately, humans are stupid. Humans are selfish. For the majority of our species, we are stupid and selfish and greedy, and don't care. And I think by the time I end up dying, we're gonna end up with, again, I don't know when I'm gonna die or whatever, but if I die of natural causes late for 50 some years from now, I think we're gonna end up being down probably about 50% of all animal species.
Yeah,
like
that's
they're just gonna be wiped out, and that's because we fucked our planet. And I don't know if we're past the point of repair, honestly.
I can tell you scientifically, yes, we are.
So it angers me.
I mean, it pisses me off too, but again, it's humans. We're not exactly the brightest crayons in the box.
No, not at all.
I mean, it is what it is. We do the best that some of us do the best that we can do and go from there. Let's change from the idea of Animal. Do you watch any like anime? Do you watch any like do you have anything that you watch on a constant basis or that you've binged watched in the last, I would say, month or so? I think you're muted. I couldn't hear you.
No.
Okay.
Discord's not appreciative when it's not the center of attention sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched Discord. Blech. I haven't watched anime in quite a few months now, honestly. But I do enjoy when I was reincarnated as a slime, Black Clover, and My Hero Academia. I have not seen the newest My Hero Academia movie, before you ask, and I am behind a season to a season and a half on the actual show itself.
Hey, then no spoily woilies then, because I would talk
no
that I would talk it up right now because I'm just like,
Right?
yes, My Hero, this is happening.
Somebody did actually the other day, I think it might have been Mike's podcast, we did talk about anime a little bit, and somebody said that if I was a character to them, I would be the frog girl. I can't remember her name right now.
Oh god, I know. Oh god.
I want to say Hokage, but that's not even right.
No.
That's,
I can't remember her name off the top of my head either because she doesn't appear very often anymore.
No, she's
Oh god, what's her name? Hold on, I have to Google this because that's.
Let Google Frog Girl MHA. Go.
Because that's exactly what I'm going to type in. Frog Girl, My Hero Academia. Yep, the first thing that what's her name? Oh, Suyu. Asui. It's Suyu Asui. Yeah, that's Frog Girl. Because the first search on the thing was Frog Girl, My Hero Academia. And I was just like, oh, wow. People don't even know her name. That's fucking...
I mean, it's
toxic.
Again, she's not a very popular character because she's not a main character. She was never meant to be a main character.
A lot of these characters weren't never meant to be main characters, but here they are.
Right. But so those are the three that I can think off the top of my head that I have watched and enjoyed. But again, I haven't gotten to the anime in a while because it costs money to watch anime for me. I need to redo my Funimation account. There was another one I really enjoyed. Let me open my Funimation and take a look because I do still have the list. I'm not gonna rate you right now.
I just want information. That's all I want is information.
The quintessential quintuplets was another one.
Ooh.
And Dr. Stone. I'm also behind on that, so no spoilers.
Dr. Stone. Damn it.
I've only seen up to episode 24 of season 2, I think, or 1. I've also seen. I need to mute that. What is this? Hensuki? What is this called? When things don't want to cooperate. Oh, I have ads. Hensuki, are you willing to fall in love? I think it's willing to fall in love with your sister. I think is what that one is. The Devil is a Part-Timer's not bad either. It's not a favorite. Oh, another. Okay, so a lot of the animes I've found were basically over with and or canceled. Yeah. All right. So the Rising of the Shield Hero. Is really good.
Is it called Bofurry? There's an anime out there that's called Bofurry where this
I don't know because these are they're not the Japanese given name. They're They're just the like Americanized versions. Seven Deadly Sins is another one I like.
Oh, don't talk to me. There's an episode in Seven Deadly Sins that made me cry, and I absolutely
the Helpful
hated
Fox. The Helpful Fox Senko-san.
Okay.
And Demon Lord Retry. Those are all good ones. They're listed in my queue that I've watched.
That's Seven Deadly Sins. When why does every anime have to kill my favorite character? Why?
That's in general though, because like even my regular non-anime TV shows do that. Like I watch I don't know if you know about Shonda Rhimes. She does like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
Station 19, all that.
I
swear that she herself she produces like 20 different TV shows, and I watch like at least 15 of them. I swear she's an unhappy person, because literally every character she'll give them a relationship, and then somebody will leave, or somebody will die, or somebody will be killed, or something happens to where the relationship ends. Like there's literally not a single happy ending for any of the characters in any of her TV shows that I've watched thus far. So I've learned not to get too attached to my favorite character. Like as far as them having a successful relationship, like I can still be into my favorite character and hoping they don't die. But as far as like their relationships go, I try not to get attached in that manner anymore, because I've learned.
I get attached to way too many characters. I just don't know why. I do. I just like, okay, this character's amazing. I like this character, and then they die, and then I start crying, and I hate it.
It's the writing. If you've been sucked in, the writing is usually because it's been good, and the plot line and everything that they've got going. But I think the time I got reincarnated as a slime, going back to anime, I think there's another season that came out or is coming out that I haven't seen. Again, like with Black Clover and My Hero Academia, I'm behind because I don't have a sub to these places that I need to catch up with. And it's just... Also, anime isn't like my main go-to. It's like a subgenre for me to go to. Like, so I watch my Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 and La Brea. And then, like, if I have time or remember or have the sub to do it, I'll go and watch whatever anime I'm in the middle of, catching up on. But usually it's secondary to normal, quote-unquote, normal TV shows.
So we've got two more questions. Are you a Doctor Who fan? And Panda, I'm going to reject that question just because sacrificing me for tacos should be an immediate yes.
Well, I'm not a super huge fan of tacos. Like, I like tacos, but like, it's not like my go-to food. But as far as am I a Doctor Who fan? No. I am. Doctor Who is above my intelligence level to comprehend most everything that's happened. I've seen three episodes in total of Doctor Who. It was part 1 and 2 of the Weeping Angels, and then there's a dinosaur episode where there's a triceratops running around and stuff. So of course I had to watch that. I wouldn't even have known about it if my roommate who's like super into Doctor Who, if my roommate hadn't have told me. It's very hard to get me to watch something if I know about it and I already know I don't like it. But I still didn't really fully understand the dinosaur episode, but I was like, dinosaurs. Gotta watch it anyways.
Oh, okay. And like Panda Bamboo said, sacrifice fighters for tacos. I mean, you heard it here. Creature won't sacrifice me for tacos, and you're the only person who won't sacrifice. You're the only person who won't sacrifice me for food. It's fantastic. with that being said, anybody with any last minute questions? Because I'm thinking it is getting close to the time where we shove off for the evening. I do have some options for Firewall. She's throwing we do have a couple of raid suggestion or raid targets. I've got, you want to raid him, you want to raid
it's the Shrub Armada tonight. Hermit's not live because he's over on Raven.
Yeah, Hermit normally doesn't go live on Thursdays. I kind of typically want to, stick to smaller creators. So I have currently 4 people playing Mario Party. They're playing as a group together. I have somebody playing Back for Blood, and that was my go-to option. But I was just like, do I really want to? I love Raven. Actually, you know what? We could. Let's do that. I am okay with that. You know what? His chat goes bananas anyway. I'm fine with this. We're gonna do it. So let's get the raid commands ready. Sacrifice for tamales. Why? Why are we sacrificing me for tamales?
I would for tamales.
Wow. Okay. Thanks for the sacrifice. No. Sub raid.
One of these days I'll remember, okay?
One of these days.
Are these actual emotes that are channel locked or bit locked?
These are not bit locked, these are sub locked.
Okay.
So, with that being said, we're going to go pay a visit to the Caribbean, and I'm going to go get ready for work. Mannequin, thank you so much for contributing to the toot stream. That particular challenge is at like 42%.
42%.
And it's only been like a week. I need to kick the number up on that one. With that being said, we are going to go and pay a visit to the Caribbean. If you guys aren't part of the sub group, you'll use the happy flame hands of joy. I can't use the, actually, since the captain is family friendly, I don't think we can use that raid command. Because it's
just change it into the Pokemon is raiding you guys. Don't use the muck backwards part.
Don't use the muck backwards part, because that's not family friendly. And yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. If you guys aren't a part of the Discord, if I can spell. Nope, apparently not. Here we go. Discord. Thank you for spelling Discord properly. Because I couldn't do it.
Discard. I know cod's a fish and I'm a creature collector, but, it's not a proper command yet.
Totally not in Discord. For those of you who aren't in the Discord link is right there. Let's go. This is going to be the first time I've rated the captain in a hot minute. We're going to go pay the lovely Armada a visit. And I will be back on Saturday morning. Holy beans. Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, because, streaming at night is going to be kind of hard for me to do in the coming weeks. But with that being said, we are going to say goodbye to our lovely friend, the Creature Collector. Bye, Creature. Love your face.
Love your face. Bye, guys. Let's go on over and say hello.
Like they do say in a Pokemon Center, I do hope to see you all again. Bye.